Hello, ladies and gentlemen. And it seems that AOC's movie has not done well. In fact, I would say it's abysmal. It is horrendous. And can't really say much that it did super great. In fact, it did. I don't even know if there's really a word for it, but it's significantly horrible, I would say. Just bad. And it goes on to say that AOC climate change documentary tanks at theaters. They have to come up with another word for tanks, by the way, because obviously tanks is not really, not because it's bad or misplaced, because the movie did so horrible that they need another word that is worse than tanks. Representative Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez new documentary following climate activists has flopped in theaters, bringing an average of just $80 per theater on opening weekend. Ugh, God. The documentary titled To the End was released on December 9th and brought in $9,607 across all theaters in the U.S. on opening weekend, according to Take a Receipt data from the Box Office Mojo. How is it possible, this is from Danish G. Souza, by the way, how is it possible that AOC, with 13 million followers and adoring media hype, couldn't sell more than 8 tickets per theater for a film about a problem she has who she says is an existential threat to humanity? Could it be that deep down everyone knows she and her subject are pure BS? Filmed over 4 years of hope and crisis, To the End captures the emergence of a new generation of leaders and the movement behind the most sweeping climate change legislation in history. A description on the movie's website reads: The award-winning team behind Knock Down the House follows 4 exceptional young women. Representative Ocasio-Cortez, aka AOC, activist Vereshina Brakish, climate policy writer Ariana Gunn-Wright, and political strategist Alexandra Rojas, as they grapple with new challenges of leadership and power and work together to defend their generation's right to a future. From street protests to the halls of Congress, these bold leaders fight to shift the narrative around climate, revealing the crisis as an opportunity to build a better society, including to the minute footage that culminates in 22's landmark climate bill. To the End lifts the veil on the battle for the future of our world and gives audiences a front-seat view of history in the making. Fighting for change politically requires faith, Ocasio-Cortez said in a trailer for the film, calling the moonshot for our generation. The film boasts an 88% fresh critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, but has no audience score as of yet. According to the Daily Mail, the documentary is the latest one from director Rachel Lears, who also directed the 2019 film Knock Down the House, which centered around Ocasio-Cortez and the 2018 midterm election. This film received a 99% fresh score from critics on Rotten Tomatoes, but received just an 11% audience score. One audience member told Fox News that this previous film was knocked down, dragged out snooze fest. I feel like I must have watched a completely different movie than the ones the critics watched. One viewer said, it was absolutely terrible, and it actually made me dislike Ocasio-Cortez after it was all over. I now see the audience score, and I would say it is much more accurate compared to the critics. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see actually exactly what they're talking about here with Knock Down the House and To the End. So let's do so. First we'll do with Knock Down the House with a 5,000 rating. This has 11%, and says AOC is emblematic of what is wrong with America. Very boring movie with huge holes in the plot. The critics are more clearly biased. Having seen the film, I genuinely want my money refunded. And with this one person here, he goes on to say, look at the discrepancy between the hand-picked Rotten Tomato critic scores and that of the general public. This tells you all you need to know. This was amongst the worst drivel I have suffered through in a long time. I did so because I tried to be open-minded that it wouldn't be the worst thing I've watched this year. Oh, what a foolish boy I was. I could never get back those minutes that I otherwise could have used to engage in a worthwhile, productive, and or thought-provoking activities. Please do not make the same mistake as I did. Use your intuition, avoid this drivel like it's the plague. And then we'll go with To the End here, which, by the way, To the End has obviously 80% the tomato meter, and an audience score which is not obviously there, as they have said. And it seems to have done horrendous as the comments come here. Mindless leftist drivel promoting a non-existent problem. The beginning was great, but then I don't know exactly how the ending cannot be considered divisive. Daniel goes, "Bwahahaha," deep inhale, "Bwahahaha." You know, it's movies like this that you really get to see that these people are all idiots, and that they waste massive amount of money on movies that don't seem to really, people really care about. Go with a few more comments here. Required by my daughter's science teacher. Even she got the gist and turned it off after about 10 minutes. Typical victimization and divisive rhetoric you would expect. Basically, we are all dead unless we do basically what they tell you. AOC was unbearable before. Somehow she makes herself even more unlikable. Of course, the critics liked it. Any bad review would get them canceled. What the heck was that nonsense? You go back to bartending. Snooze fest. Only get to see it if you're a brain dead leftist sheeple. Which you should go see the actual song "Sheeple" by Tom MacDonald. Really, really good. Al Gore 2.0 has proven many times those climate grifters are fake and are full of lies. Just another one of those climate panic documentaries, stupid and boring. Was a dull movie. Didn't capture the audience nor really invoke high-level thought process. The amount of times the movie shifted to being self-promotion was exhilarating. So yes, the movie did horrible. And as it should have. I don't think that people that the far left seem to realize that that whatever they speak does not resonate with the core value of the majority of people. And I think that, honestly, the more that we go through this recession, and the more that we push these environmental changes and stuff like that, we're really going to start seeing the actual damage that their ideas and all that stuff is going to happen to. And honestly, this has been only into America, and this is showing how a majority of Americans are hating this stuff in general, and they're not, and again, as I said, it does not resonate with the majority of us. Well, guys, this is a laughing stock of a movie, and the American people have spoken. Well, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care.